Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I'm a homeschool mom to 3. Today's video is going to be the second video in my curriculum choices for next school year, and that would be the 2023-2024 school year. Today's video is going to be all about my 6th grader. So before I get into the choices that I made for her for our next school year, I wanted to clarify that technically she was a 6th grader last year. However, she's always been kind of in between grades, if you were going to label grades. Ever since she was pulled out of public school because of the pandemic, she's kind of been in between. So what I put a lot of thought into is what I've decided to do with her is give her another year to kind of not really like catch up, but be more prepared for those higher levels of school. I want to give her an extra year so that she can take her time mastering and learning some of the subjects that she struggles with. And I think it's going to be a good thing for her. Even doing this, she's still on track to graduate at 18. So if I would have gone back, I would have probably delayed putting her in kindergarten till she was 6 anyway. So it's basically like the same thing. So we're gonna kind of do this as our official 6th grade year. So for language arts this year, we are actually going to be continuing with Lightning Literature grade 5. We did this last year and we got about halfway through. We did other language arts unit studies, book studies, and that sort of thing. So we didn't work through this on the actual pace that is kind of like guided in here. So we actually only are like exactly halfway through. So I'm planning on doing this starting our school year, finishing this up, and then we will be moving into something else for the last part of our school year. But yeah, we love Lightning Literature. It is one of our, if not our favorite curriculums that we've used so far. We just both really enjoy it. I love the literature aspect of it. I love the way that grammar is presented in here in a very conversational way for the child. I love the discussion questions in here and how they really help make her think about things and kind of give her different perspectives. I love their book choices. They're very diverse and interesting book choices, and they're from a bunch of different genres, so your children get exposed to a lot of different types of books. There's poetry studies in here as well, and yeah, we really love Lightning Literature. So we're going to continue with grade 5 and finish this up. Something I will be adding in this year for Lacey is spelling, and she's always been like a really good speller like when she was younger, but I have noticed that as she gets older and she advances into more complicated things, her spelling skills have kind of dipped a little. So we're going to work on spelling a little bit this year, but we're doing it in a very like informal way. So we're going to be using the IEW Phonetic Zoo lesson cards, and we're just using the cards. We're not using the full program. These cards are $15, and you can, you know, teach spelling from your kids from like 3rd or 4th grade all the way up through until they don't need spelling anymore, just with these cards. I will definitely think about making a video on this once we kind of get more familiar with it, but basically these cards just have different sets of spelling words for different levels, and they have like little songs, or I guess poems kind of, to kind of help with the spelling rules. And so we're going to be using this and adding this in for some spelling practice. So I mentioned we're using Lightning Literature for the first half of our school year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're using for the second half, or what the plan is. So instead of picking up Lightning Literature grade 6, which I will eventually, maybe like for next school year, I wanted to kind of switch gears a little bit and focus just on kind of like writing. We haven't done a lot of writing since we've been homeschooling, just because I have a very reluctant writer, so I've been trying to keep things really relaxed with that situation. But she is getting older, and so I want to really start kind of implementing some more structure with writing instruction and that sort of thing. So we're going to be switching gears from kind of the literature aspect of language arts and going more so focusing on the writing aspect for the second half of the school year. So we're actually going to be using Writers in Residence, and this is written by Deborah Bell and is published by Apologia, or it used to be. This curriculum, I hate to even show it to you, but it's actually not in publication anymore. However, you can still get some of the pieces on Christian Book and Rainbow Resource, I believe, and they're super discounted. I haven't actually stumbled across too many videos on this, but I did watch a few, and I did read up on the program and kind of see the inside, and I just really think that this is laid out very simply, and I need that for teaching my reluctant writer. I need baby steps, I need simplicity, and she's probably not going to love this because she doesn't love anything writing and when I make her write. So I'm already prepared for her to hate doing this, but I'm hoping that it makes it easier and we can kind of get through it. So this is Writers in Residence, Volume 1. This is a big book because it's like student and teacher's guide in one, and then I also got an extra student book so that she doesn't actually have to write in this one. But yeah, it goes through many different types of writing. And honestly, like a lot of what's in here, I feel like could even go up through like high school. So this is geared for 4th, 5th graders and up. And I definitely think that that's true. Just like looking at the material, there's so much information in here and so much instruction. And so yeah, we're gonna try this out, see how it goes. I'm also thinking about doing maybe some writing out school classes for her for the last part of the school year as well, and just kind of like see how she does with like an instructor that's not me kind of doing the writing, and see if we can get her more motivated that way as well. So Writers in Residence Volume 1 is what we're going to be doing for the second half of our language arts school year. So Writers in Residence actually does have grammar included. It's an all-in-one language arts curriculum that has a high focus on writing. So there is a lot of like other things in there than just writing, and there is some grammar, but looking through it, the grammar seems very simple. It's not like every day and that sort of thing. So I thought maybe I would add a little something extra in for her for grammar, and I'm going to be trying out for the first time Fix-It Grammar from IEW. So we've never used Fix-It Grammar before, but I really like the idea of her being able to edit like a sentence or however many sentences and be able to find like the grammatical errors in the actual writing. I really like that idea, and I think that that could really help her kind of connect her grammar rules that she's learning to actual like real pieces of literature. So I'm excited to add this in the second half of the school year. This one is level 3. Robin Hood, looking at the concepts in here, I think that this is going to be a good fit for her. She has had a lot of grammar and structure up until now, so I think looking at this is going to be okay for her. And this is Robin Hood, so I'm excited to try it out. Okay, so now we're going to talk about math. And math, if you guys have been following us, has been probably our biggest struggle since starting to homeschool. We haven't really found the right process or kind of like curriculum that really clicks with her. We have tried quite a few different math curriculums, trying to find something that she hates the least. Math is not her favorite, and so it's always been a struggle. So this year we're using Apologia's math with my first grader, and so I thought we'll try it out for her too. So I got Exploring Creations Mathematics level 5 for her. Looking at the material in here, I think it's going to match up with kind of where she is at, even though it says level 5. She's kind of dabbled in a few different math things, and she is about a grade level behind in math technically anyway. She did teaching textbooks last year and did fairly well with it, and just matching it up with what she did in teaching textbooks last year, this is similar. So it's going to give her probably a little bit of a combination of some review and really nailing down some past concepts, and then also introducing some new material as well. The thing that I really love about this curriculum is kind of the hands-on aspect of it. There's activities in almost every lesson. That's how you begin your day. So just simple little games and little activities to really have a hands-on math experience just in the beginning. The other thing that I really love is there's unit projects. So at the end of each unit, there's like a bigger project that she'll get to work on that kind of, I feel like, relates math to like a real world type situation, or something she could actually, you know, show with her math other than just solving equations on on paper. And so I love that idea of it. I also really love that it's kind of like more of that mastery based spiral. So it does work on concepts consistently for an entire unit before it switches to something else, but there's also some spiral review in there too. I think the combination of it being like more mastery with a little bit of spiral will be a good fit for her, because she does tend to do better with a mastery program. I have high hopes for this. I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers that she, you know, enjoys this a little bit more, that it works out for us, and that she finds the projects and stuff in here interesting. I have a good feeling about this, so we'll see. When I was looking at math curriculums for Lacey, I highly considered using Life of Fred only for her. And I still like have that thought, like maybe this would just be great by itself for her. But I'm still a little bit apprehensive that this could be enough math for her for like just this on its own. But I do want to try it out with her. So what I'm planning on doing is I have a couple of the books. I have kidneys, liver, and then I have like the fractions book. I am thinking we're gonna kind of use this as a supplement and just kind of read through it and do the problems kind of very relaxed style, like a couple times a week, and just kind of see how she does, because she does really like to read, and this presents math in a story format, and it's a funny story and interesting and silly, so maybe she'd be like more on board with that. Also, the your turn to play, like the problems aren't overwhelming, like there's not like a ton of problems on a page, which is good for her. I find little short bits are more effective than like a page of practice problems to do every day. She kind of shuts down after so long, and I really need to keep it in bite-sized chunks for her. And so I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see how it goes as a supplement. Math has just been really hard with this particular child. So I'm hoping that she really enjoys this as well, for kind of just an added real life math. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about science. Science is one of her favorite subjects. She loves science. She wants to go into like zoology something. So she's very interested in science. And one of the things that she really requested for next school year, when I asked her what she wanted to add more of was the hands-on science. And so we actually won a contest on Instagram for a reason for. So we're gonna be trying out a reason for science. This is level F. And yeah, it comes with like a workbook, a teacher's guide, and then a whole entire box here of science experiment supplies. So I'm excited to use this. I think it's going to be really interesting. For science this far, we've really kind of done like unit study style science and studied a particular topic for a length of time and that sort of thing. And we've loved doing it that way. This science is going to be like a broad range of topics, so she's going to cover the entire. This is a Christian science program, so it is from a Christian viewpoint. That's not super important to me. We have had the whole millions of years talk with her and like evolution talk with her, because she's been interested in science. She's loved dinosaurs since she's like 3. So we've had that discussion, and she understands that it's just like a different viewpoint and that sort of thing, and like what we believe and that kind of thing. So it is though a Christian viewpoint. So if you're looking for that, a reason for has that. So we're really excited to try this out. History was a little bit of a challenge for me to choose for her for this year. I went back and forth on what I wanted. I did purchase Blossom and Roots, A River of Voices for American history, but looking at it, I think I'm gonna do that more so like next year or the year after, just so we can dive in a little bit deeper to American history. I feel like that's a very important thing for her to learn, and I think when she's a little bit older, it'll be like a better fit for her. So we're actually gonna go back in time and do more of a world history type situation. We did Story of the World, Ancient Times the first year we homeschooled. We did I think about half of that curriculum, and we really enjoyed it. She does actually enjoy ancient history, so we're gonna start with that, and I decided we're gonna do Gather Round Ancient Civilizations this year. So unit study approach. We love unit studies. This has a lot of different subjects in it, so she's not just going to get the history. She's going to get a little bit of science, and she's going to get art, and she's going to get language arts in here and stuff. So she may not do every single page in the student workbook if I feel like it's overkill. Like with language arts, we have a lot of language arts already, so I don't feel like she actually needs much more than that. But just picking and choosing kind of the science-y, history, art pages probably out of here. But yeah, so I'm excited to try this out. We have never done one of the world ones like this. So we're going to do ancient civilizations and then probably Middle Ages as well. And then after that, I want to switch gears a little bit. And the other curriculum that I have planned, which I haven't actually printed it out yet, but I have purchased it, is Campfire Curriculum's Mysteries of Histories. And so that is like a 13 lesson study about different mysteries in history, like in all of time, different things that kind of like we don't have answers to and that sort of thing. And I think it looks super cool and super interesting. So we're going to do that after we do Ancients and Middle Ages. And then we'll see how we go after that. Like, I don't know how long that's going to take us to get through the school year. We're not going to do history every day, so it's probably going to take us a little bit longer. So those 3 units may be enough history for us this year. I'm not sure. I'm just going to play it by ear. But yeah, we love Gather Round. We've done a few of their unit studies, and I think this one's going to be fun. The last thing I'm going to talk about is art. So art is something that when I asked Lacey what she wanted to do more of this year, art was something that she said and mentioned. So I'm going to try to make a little bit more of an effort to include more art throughout our school year. We were doing like fun art on Friday, like every other Friday, but I think she just wants a little bit more, and I'm thinking more of an independent study kind of situation with art. So I got this book last year, this Discovering Great Artists, and we never used it. Like, I had plans to use this with all of my kids. It actually like goes over a artist, and then you do like a project based on that artist's style, which I think is really cool. So I want to implement that a little bit. I also love Yellow Spot Sun, and we'll probably continue with some of her video lessons because I think that that's super fun, and it's a fun way for all of the kids to kind of join in. And then the other thing that I've been thinking about is actually signing her up for some art classes in person. So we have like a community thing in our town where you can sign up for a bunch of different like classes and sports and clubs and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to look into there, see what they have to offer for art, and then maybe she can go to kind of a once a week in-person class kind of situation and learn some more techniques and be able to like actually in person be taught art and that sort of thing. I'm a very artsy person too, so I can definitely help her with that as well. It's definitely something I always loved as a kid, so I'm excited to share my experience and kind of that with her. So I'm looking forward to that too. So that's everything I'm using for my 6th grader this school year. I hope you guys found it helpful. Please let me know what you're using for your 6th or 7th graders down below. I'd love to check out some of the resources that you guys are using. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.